All right, class, if you have never used a snipping tool before on your computer, this video will absolutely change your life. And I joke, but in all seriousness, even way beyond MM570, using a snipping tool is extremely helpful anytime there's something on your screen that you just want to snip a picture of anything on your screen and be able to save it as an image and either send it on to somebody, attach it to something, or in our cases with MM570, to be able to actually insert the image directly into the response box. Because in a course such as statistics, you're going to be doing a lot with, in this particular course, Excel, Microsoft Excel, but even using some other programs, you'll be generating a lot of statistical output, a lot of graphs, and many things that you're going to want to be able to take pictures, images of, and be able to insert it directly in the response box. You don't want to have to attach everything in here, because when you make attachments, while that is helpful, it's time consuming. And it's for students and myself who are reading post, it takes that extra time to click, download the attachment, look at it, and then you're constantly switching back and forth to look at what was written in the response and to also look at the downloaded attachment. It is much easier and much more effective to insert images, graphs, and calculations and so forth, any output showing up on your screen from Excel and stuff like that. It's going to be much easier to learn how to take just a snippet of what you're looking at and what you want to share with us, save it as an image, and then insert it directly into the response box. And as I said, you're going to use this a lot in this course, but once you see how it's used, if you've never used it before, you'll be using it quite frequently. I have no doubt in other classes or just in other uses, both personally and professionally. All right, so let me go ahead and share with y'all. I'm just going to use an example, something that we'll be doing later in the course. But let me go ahead and just go to this output using Excel. And as I mentioned, this goes way beyond just using this for Excel. Snipping tools can snip anything: graphs, text, statistical output, paragraphs if it's some writing class that you want to insert some excerpt from a book or something like that. I mean, anything. All right, so let's suppose in my post I wanted to include this output that you see over here in this IQ table, as well as the graph. Then I'm going to actually go down here on my computer, and if you search, let me move this down a little bit. If you click down here and you search snipping tool, SNIPPING, you will see that on, I would think, most computers these days, that you would see snipping tool immediately come up right here when you search for it. So I'm going to click where it says snipping tool, and then it should bring up this pop-up right here, and I'm going to click on new. And when I do that, it sort of fades out my screen, and I'm going to move this up just a little bit to get it out of the way, but when it fades out the screen, the program is ready for you to take your mouse and click and drag over anything that you want to save as an image. And since I want to actually save both this output and the graph together, I'm going to move my mouse to about right here, and I'm going to click my mouse and drag it down and then over to the right. And this is what I want to snip. And so I'm going to lift my mouse up, and notice that's what it has taken a picture of. All right, exactly what you see now in this box. So if that's what you want, you can always go back and snip it again if it didn't turn out the way you wanted it. But I'm now going to go click on File, Save As, and you can save it wherever. I'll just go ahead and save this on my desktop. And, maybe this is, I'm just going to make this up, but maybe this is Unit 2 Discussion or something. All right, you'll give it a title that makes sense for you. And you'll save it to wherever you're going to save it. Notice this is saving it as a PNG file, which is kind of a typical image file. So I'm going to save it to my desktop. You can save it wherever you want to, preferably probably your MM570 folder. And I will go ahead and save it. All right. Now I'm going to go into the course, kind of what it would typically look like. So here is, a typical response box. And, let's suppose you're typing something, class, I would like to share my graph and output, anything. And then you would be ready to go ahead right directly into that response box to share your snippet that you got. And I'm going to go here and click on where it says insert image. I'm going to then go find the image file that I saved. So my computer, and I am going to go to upload. I'll go find it. So let's see what I called it, Unit 2 discussion. There it is. Click on that. And I am gonna, like, my menu may look slightly different as an instructor, but otherwise, I mean, I think you'll store it in course file, something to that effect, and just basically click add. If you want to give it a certain name, that's fine. It may not ask you for all of this, but if it does, just give it a certain name. And then click OK. And notice here is your response box, and it says, class, I would like to share my graph and output. And notice that you've got your graph right here. You can click the corner of it and make it smaller if you want to. But the fact of the matter is you've got exactly, actually this one you probably want to make it bigger. So click on it and stretch this little corner out a little bit more, just so people can see your graph and your output. And, you can then continue to write what you need to. I would welcome any feedback. I'm just putting stuff. And then post. And notice what the post looks like. Class, I would like to share my graph and output. There it is, nicely right there. No delay time for somebody to have to go open up your attachment, download the file, switch back and forth looking. Everything is right there as you need it to be. And it makes the discussions go so much more smoothly, quickly, effectively. I mean, I can't say enough about using the snipping tool, especially in a class such as this one's going to be. So that will work. You'll be using it, like I said, very frequently in here. Hopefully you see how easy it is. And as I said, if you've got a fairly recent computer, when you search snipping tool, it should bring up something. There are other programs that also do snipping, but typically those would cost money. This is totally free and already should be built in on your computers. So hope that is helpful to you.